Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
I'm number 2 fan, Tom.
Tom, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you get sick very often?
Not very, no.
Well, because of the environment where I work is slathered in germs and I have elementary school-age children and I go to the store 3 or 4 times a week, I'm constantly surrounded by germs. And because people don't wash their hands enough, I'm always getting sick.
I've always wondered how many of my coworkers where I work actually wash their hands. I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, I'd say maybe 50% of them wash their hands.
Well, you only think about those signs that say employees must wash hands before returning to work being at like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Correctly.
Yeah. Well, question number 2.
Okay.
When you hear the words minute clinic, what type of connotations do you think of with that minute clinic?
It's more than a minute. I've been to a couple. I don't get them. Are they even a thing anymore?
Oh yeah, they're very much a thing.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, and my insurance covers them, so I'm like all about the minute clinic versus trying to schedule a doctor appointment.
I always thought I could be in and out faster than going to urgent care, but it doesn't happen. Like, I waited 30 minutes to get in there once. And yeah, I was in and out in like a minute or two.
Yeah.
But like, the waiting time sucked.
Yeah, well, most people, you think minute clinic, you think fast, easy, convenient.
You're supposed to, yeah.
My last trip to the minute clinic was an entire episode called Streptococcus Bowl.
Okay.
I had a lot of rigmarole with getting my prescription for my zithromycin after I was diagnosed with strep. And I'm just going to pass on this tip to you as I passed on to people then. Whenever you go to a minute clinic and they're giving you a prescription, if they say, we can send it electronically to whatever pharmacy you want, say, no, I'll take the paper. Write it down, and I'll bring it there myself and wait 5 minutes instead of waiting up to 45 while they try to find a fucking email that doesn't exist.
The last time I went to the doctor, they were going to send my prescription to a CVS at roads B and C. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, that's where I want to go, roads B and C. They're like, okay. And I go to B and C, and they're like, we don't have your prescription. So they call the doctor that I told them which office I was at, and they're like, oh, they sent it to the one that's on road F and H. I'm like, that's not where I said I was going to go pick this up.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, so I had to drive over to F and H, which was like 10 minutes away, to go get my prescription.
Remember, you just get a piece of paper and then you go to Snyder Drug?
Yeah.
And get your prescription?
Way back when. I always went to Target to get mine, actually.
Well, the point being is that it's such a hassle with minute clinics. But unfortunately, the other day, I felt myself coming down with a little something. I was sitting at the table in the kitchen, and my eyes felt kind of burny. Not dry, like I didn't sleep much, but burny, like I could feel myself getting kind of feverish.
Yeah.
The kind where you know you really got something, possibly something that you got to tell people you have the next time you go to get in bed with them. Just that special kind of viral infection.
Just, I'm itchy.
Well, here's the thing. There's CVS pharmacies over the place.
Those things popped out of nowhere like 15 years ago.
Yeah, well, the one by me, I went to, I found out you can register online before you go there. So you show up and say, I'm here. There's a screen you have to register when you get there.
Oh, for the minute clinic. Okay.
Yeah, there's not like somebody at a desk. We wouldn't want a person to have a job.
Yeah.
We got to increase profit margin. So here's a fucking screen that everybody that's sick touches. So why don't you touch it too? And then cross-contaminate yourself, and now we have, super viruses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder. So I thought
there's not even any hand sanitizer or wipes.
No, somebody could go there and they could have smeared peanut butter on the screen.
Yeah, they could have.
Dicks. I don't know who'd do
that. God damn it, now I'm really tempted to do it. No, don't do it. It's dangerous.
Don't do it.
It's dangerous.
Enough peanut butter jokes. So I tried to go to the one by me, and it says, temporarily closed. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wanted to go see the same. I don't know. It didn't give an explanation. It didn't say, the doctor is sick, or construction, or she got raped to death. Because the one
somebody
by
put
me,
peanut butter on her stuff.
Somebody went in there and put peanut butter on their dick. and then raped her to death. That's a twofer.
That's morbid.
So I'm on a first name basis with the chick at the Minute Clinic at the CVS by me because I've seen her like 5 times in the last 3 years.
Huh.
Hi.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well, she might not remember me, but I remember her because I'm good with names. So I couldn't go there. So I'm driving around doing my errands for the day, and I happen to be at another Target, like a mega Target, the biggest ones that have all the bakery and the deli and the whole nine with the Starbucks and all that shit and a Minute Clinic.
Yeah.
Because they had a deal with CVS. I went in there. And I went in there, and I go to register, and I see a clock. We'll be back from lunch in 28 minutes.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. We are already starting off on the wrong foot. And there's already 2 other fucking people waiting there. I'm like, fuck this shit. Fuck.
That ain't Minute Clinic.
But I needed a prescription for what I thought I was coming down with, the walking pneumonia again. 2nd time in the last year. When you start coughing up brown shit, that's when you think you got something,
Ew.
typically. And especially
I've
for me,
never coughed up anything.
I'm not a smoker, so brownish yellow, yeah, it's a serious concern.
Holy shit!
So I meander around the store with the baby, who's 10 months old, who's sleeping the first half an hour. I'm bumming around the store, then she wakes up.
Fuck shit!
At that point, it's finally time to go sit at the Minute Clinic when she wakes up. And I go there, and I don't sit down right away because there's an old bitch sitting in one row of chairs. And then there's a lady with her kid who's playing on a phone in the opposite row of chairs. And even though I had the baby in the car carrier on the stroller, I'm like, I'll just fucking stand here while this old bitch probably dies in the chair, possibly. Old lady goes in the office. She's in there for about 15 minutes, which is typical. I think they try to keep it to 15 minutes or less per appointment.
Yeah.
So when I got there to wait, I registered at like 12:02. They have a mandatory lunchtime. You sound like you were about to explode.
No, it's just gassy, terribly tumbly in my tummy.
So I got there at 12:30. Old lady goes in at about 12:35. 15 minutes later, she comes out. And then they wait a few minutes. I'm like, what the fuck is taking so long? There's 2 of you in there. I saw a guy and a girl in there. I'm like, you have 2 rooms. He keeps leaving that room to go into this other room. Do you got some fucking petri dishes and an experiment going on across the hall?
He and she and...
I don't know. I thought about it. Are they like having a quick bang session between each appointment there? But why would you want to sit there and poon anybody in a germ-filled room? Like you're just pounding influenza up your girlfriend's or side action
Maybe
snooch.
that's what they're doing. They're trying to sanitize the room.
With jizz?
No, like sanitizer. They're trying to clean it.
Maybe. Or maybe they were fucking.
I prefer the fucking thing.
It's a sexier idea than just, slathering everything
it's way
with
better.
hand sanitizer and then pulling the retarded little wax paper that you normally put on cookie sheets down for somebody to put their ass on. So finally, this kid and his mom go in there. At that point, I'm already tired of waiting. I've been sitting there for 20 minutes.
God damn it.
That fucking kid must have been dying. Because he gets in there, and I don't know how many times that guy went in and out of that room to the other room to get test kits for stuff. And the kid's crying, and he's shouting in there, and it just keeps going and going.
Go to a regular doctor, for the love of God.
And I could have left and gone to a different Minute Clinic, but then I'd have to start this whole process over, probably. And that's what I told the wife. She's like, why didn't you just leave? I'm like, why don't I just drive halfway across town to possibly fucking start this over? And just like when Beetlejuice shows up at the end of the movie, and he's number like 4,306,000.
Yeah.
And then he slaps the number 8 out of the head shrinker's hands. He's like, oh, looks like I'm next.
Yeah, looks like I'm next.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but no. There's a screen that displays the 3 initials of your last name and your first initial.
Yeah.
It says how long you have to wait. When it got down to 0, I knew I was next. Obviously.
Yeah.
It was at 0 for 43 minutes.
Oh my God.
This fucking little kid was in there for an hour, 58 minutes, right? 43 and 50, yeah, fucking 58 minutes this little puke was in there. And it looked like they were done 3 times. And one time he opens the door and he's fucking playing peekaboo with me. And I'm just like, you little cunt. I'm going to come there and punch you in your stupid little sick face.
I'm going to give that doctor a reason to examine you.
No shit. I'm going to fucking punch you in the face, and I'm going to punch your mom in the tits. And then I'm going to go in there and go, just give me some azithromycin. Because there's a lady in there with a name that sounds Ukrainian, and she's coughing like, I don't know, maybe the Johns that she's been doing to get her money to keep her apartment, to keep her visa going here, might have passed a little something along.
Yeah.
During this 43 minutes that I'm waiting for it to be my turn when it's my turn, the baby gets unruly.
As babies do when they're stuck in a car seat.
Starts crying. Starts crying.
Oh.
And I'm just sitting there pissed off already that I'm waiting. Because I want the doctor to hear the baby crying. Like, he saw me sitting there with the baby. I want him to think that the baby's the sick one, and there's a sense of urgency here. All right? Get little Billy the fuck out of the room and move him along. He's probably not going to make it. This is the Oregon Trail. He's got dysentery, and then he's going to die.
Give him a tombstone.
Right. It's too late for you, but I am an adult, and I have a lot of immunities to stuff. So I just need a quick antibiotic to get rid of whatever I've got going on. And there's I'm sitting by the door, and there's a cashier giving me side eye because my kid's crying. I'm not doing anything. I was so tempted to be like, hey, bitch, I'm sick and I don't want to get my baby sick, so I can't pick her up and comfort her right now. Sorry that you're at the register closest to the scream fit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I didn't say that because I'm a gentleman, obviously.
Well, but that would have alerted this lady to the situation you were in. You would have held that child if you could.
I broke down, and I finally did. Because the Ukrainian name-looking broad sitting there playing on her phone, and I'm like, I bet you she's on her Twitter or her Instagram or her group message right now going, this fucking asshole at Clinic is letting his baby cry. He's not doing anything to this baby.
Well, you know it's good for the baby's lungs if you let him cry a bit.
I didn't care about anybody else because I felt like shit. And finally, Billy and his mom leave. And then the female of the two doctors or whatever they are.
Does he have AIDS?
In this day and age, come on. He's not Ryan White. He didn't have a blood transfusion in there.
Maybe he did.
Nobody gets that reference anymore. People forgot about the Ryan White story. It was a made-for-TV movie, and his dog got hit by a car. His life was shit. Anyways.
Bad luck.
So, I hear the lady doctor say to the guy doctor, well, we'll just have to document that we advised her about it and that she declined. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. What is she, a fucking anti-vaxxer too while we're at it? Is this kid going to die tomorrow because his mom never gave him a fucking rubella inoculation?
Probably.
And they wait a few minutes, obviously, to sanitize the room or go for another round of a quick on-the-job 69.
Well, it's been an hour.
Who knows? They need to get it out of their system again. And I finally get to go in the room. And I'm just holding the baby. And I leave the fucking stroller with the car seat outside the door. Mm-hmm. I get there, I'm like, this is exactly what I said verbatim to the doctors. I'm like, hi, here's the deal. I started feeling ill 2 days ago. Was snotty and kind of coughing. My dry cough became a wet cough. Yesterday, I started coughing up green stuff. This morning, I coughed up brownish yellow stuff. My eyes yesterday felt burny like I knew I was coming down with something. Wasn't running a fever. I have no other symptoms, but my coughs are spasmodic. Where you cough so hard, you cough beyond what the air that's in your lungs.
Yeah.
And your whole body, like, fucking curls inward.
I rarely ever do that.
And I'm like, so here's what I'm thinking. If you could just give me a Z-Pack, I could be out of your hair in 5 minutes. I'll get my meds. You can go on to the next person who's waiting. I was trying to make it as quick for them and for me and the next person even. I was being considered for a Ukrainian bitch who probably was just some dumb Swedish blonde. Not actually somebody who's ethnic, but I was judging by her face and her name because I'm a judgmental prick. I was trying to get out of there fast, and he's like, okay. And then he asked me all the same questions that I just fucking already answered for him. And then she asked me a few more questions. Then he has me sit up on the table on the wax paper like I'm a fucking brownie bite. And then I'm holding the baby in one hand. He takes out the little peepa scope thingy, to look in my ears. Like, I'm just going to take a look in your ears. His verbiage, his posture, and his technique led me to believe that this was training day. He was very new. I mean, I'm not saying he stabbed me in the eardrum, but he went in my ear canal with that thing a lot deeper than I think you should. And he's lucky that I didn't go, ow! I'm deaf now.
You should have.
I've been physically abused in the ear.
I had one lady, yeah, she did that. It's like she was trying to shove the thing all the way through to my other ear. It hurt real bad.
That's when
I
you
can't
just
really see your eardrum. I said, well, that's why I'm here. I have an ear infection.
That's when you just go, ah, when you grab your ear and go, oh, Nick, no, I can't hear. You bitch. Deaf people won't get that joke. Mainly because my show's not closed captioned, not because they don't have senses of humor. That's not the obvious reason.
I can't hear you!
He takes the little scopy thingy, and he's like, I'm just going to take a look here. He puts it up my nose.
Yeah, they did that to me once, too. I don't know what the hell they see.
From my ear to my nose. So now I've got earwax in my nose, possibly. And I'm like, what the fuck is... Whatever, fuck it. And then he listens to me breathe, and he listens to my pulse, and he listens to my shit. And 15 minutes go by, and then they give me what I want.
Gotcha, bitch!
Well, you tried.
I fucking tried. I fucking tried so hard. And you know what? I finally got out of there. I put the baby in the carrier again. She did not like it, but I put the pacifier in her mouth and said, put this in your cry hole and shut the fuck up. Daddy's going to get some meds. We'll be out of here.
Cry hole.
Because it's a mega Target with a CVS pharmacy inside of it.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, here's the deal. You're going to send it electronically? Yeah. To the one over here? She's like, oh yeah, we communicate directly with them. I'm like, that's so convenient because the last minute clinic I had an issue where she sent an email and they didn't get it, and I went to Walgreens and they hadn't heard of it, so I went back to CVS because you can't call CVS and talk to the Minute Clinic. They don't have a phone. And you can't call the pharmacy because the pharmacy's not connected to the Minute Clinic. So they don't fucking communicate with each other at all, even though the pharmacy is within 10 feet of the fucking door to the Minute Clinic.
That's hilarious.
So I had to go back and get a piece of paper.
Fuck!
Like, but you're telling me that you can just send that over there and then I don't have to go take the piece of paper from you to Walgreens and wait for Adam the Asian guy to fucking be like, oh, you again. Here's your fucking Z-Pack, dick. You should go back and listen to Streptocock and Bull. It was a good episode. There was a lot of rage. A lot of rage. This one I've had a few days to simmer. Then I was just like, oh my God, get the fucking kid with the flu out of the goddamn room, you cocksucker. I fucking hope you're allergic to peanuts. Fucking throw granola bars at you, dickhole. I go to the pharmacy in the Target to get my Z-Pack, right?
Yeah.
And who do I see waiting on the bench for their prescription? Billy and his mom.
Oh, dear.
Who are still good. They deserve to fucking wait. Then I walk up to the chick. She's like, hi. I'm like, they just sent over a prescription. It's for a Z-Pack. That is it. She's like, okay, well, it'll be about 10 minutes. And I want to be like, are you serious, bitch? You just got to print out a label and slap it on a box that I know is right there on the shelf. I think I even fucking see it. I've had enough of these over the years. I know what a fucking zithromycin boxes look like. There's that little red stripe on the bottom of a white box, and it's long and rectangular. It almost looks like I'm buying a box of Monistat for my badge. Which is not true, because Monistat boxes are yellow, and they have the little teal stripe at the bottom.
Good to know. I've never shopped.
Well, if ever you need to put an egg of medicine inside of your infected cooter, you know what to look for.
Yellow box.
So I waited maybe a minute and a half, and then I got my Z-Pack. And then it was little Billy's turn for his mom to bitch about the wait. And they're like, okay, well, here's the thing. They gave him Tamiflu. He's got the fucking influenza.
Oh, dear.
But we don't have any
Took
right
him a
now?
fucking hour to get that determined.
I guess. I don't
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
know. Well, the other guy was new, so obviously,
Is it coming out of both ends? Because that's usually flu.
He cried so much you would have thought they were sticking him with needles and they're drawing blood. Like this kid was
Maybe they
secretly
were,
an alien
like-
disguised as a human boy, and they were trying to decipher why his blood was black and acid and burning holes in everything.
This is just weird.
It melted a needle and I'm blind now. And I feel like something's going to burst out of my chest. What did you feed this child?
Cracker Jacks.
That's good. So they tell her, we had one Tamiflu today and we already gave it out.
Fuck you.
Yeah, right. So then she looks defeated, and she's on the phone. And I'm thinking, watch this bitch decide to just go home and be like, fuck it, chicken noodle soup and a washcloth on your head, which, by the way, is what my parents did for me back in the day. Nobody was given Tamiflu out of the Health Partners Pharmacy or the group health pharmacy. It wasn't
Yeah,
the
this is
time.
where I'll tell you the truth. I had never even heard of Tamiflu.
Really?
My kids got the flu, and it's bed rest and chicken soup and crackers for you. I
It's a good rule of thumb.
pair it the same way.
Well, here's the thing. She's on the phone. I'm like, watch her just say fuck it and go home because she's so sick of waiting around for. I probably would have left him at the store and said, you know what? Fuck it. There's food here. There's a bed somewhere. Crawl into a crib. Demo. I don't give a shit. I need to go live my life.
You're on
Washing
your own,
my hands
Billy.
of you.
Good luck.
Have fun. And I'm thinking, what if she is an anti-vaxxer? And the reason that this kid gets so sick is because she didn't give him inoculations. And I hoped deep in my heart, I had like a Scrubs moment where there was a hypothetical cutaway conversation of what could happen in that instance. And I just picture her and me going up and go, you know, I know you're afraid that if he gets stuck with needles and he gets shots, he'll get the autism. But right now he looks like he's about 10 minutes from being in a little mini coffin. So what's worse? A small percentage chance that he gets some autism from the shots, or a large, long lifetime of survivor's guilt for you, bitch. Just go get the kid some fucking shots.
The Lord has a plan.
I think she could have been one of those pray away the sickness people.
Maybe.
And those people are fucking retarded.
But then again, if she was a pray away, I don't think she would have been at the Minute Clinic in the first place.
She might have been. To tell them about their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and how he doesn't approve of what they're doing to people.
Do you want to buy a watch clock? Do you want to buy a clock tower?
And then she just starts sprinkling them with holy water.
Yeah, like a empty bowl. But
And then the lady
It's
at
a
the
movie
Minute
reference.
Clinic. What movie?
Air America.
Okay, I don't remember
Mel
that one.
Gibson, Robert Downey Jr. way back in the early 90s.
Did it have something to do with Nicaragua?
He's having his airplane blast. So the monk's got like an empty bowl and he puts like wheatgrass in it and he's like sprinkling nothing onto the plane.
Yeah, that'd be the pray away the sickness mom going to the Minute Clinic and splashing the holy water on the blonde Aryan new doctor guy, and then the redhead soulless fucking other lady in there that would start melting because she's a redhead and they don't have souls.
I was just gonna say they have souls.
So I'm sure Billy died.
He's probably dead.
But I took my third dose of zithromycin today. I'm feeling fucking awesome.
All right.
Good
you
for
look
me.
like you're doing awesome.
All right.
You win.
Interact with the show on Twitter at what do we call it? That is at what do we call it? You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/what do we call it podcast show. For the what do we call it podcast, I'm Jmann.
Number 2 fan Tom.
And that's the end.